Be prepared for highly offensive language throughout, and adult and sexual themes. Well, you lot have spoken. Marissa is the first to be shown the door in the Celebrity Big Brother house. The killer nom hit its target, and now she's going to find herself sleeping with the fishes. It's time for Celebrity Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Has been kicked out of that house and she is currently being whisked down the hill. God help whoever's driving her. We're going to be giving her a right good grilling very soon. But first, it's time to greet tonight's panel, and what a threesome I've got for you lot tonight. I am starting with a solid gold stuffed stud muffin. That's what I call him in my spare time. He's a stud muffin. He used to be somewhat of a Lothario by all accounts, but when you look like that, all's forgiven. Be still, my burning loins, it's Gavin Beth! Now they know what we call each other, keep it quiet. Well, listen, no, in all seriousness, to be on our panel, you need to look good behind the desk, you know, have the gift of the gab, and have a high tolerance of questionable tattoos. Don't look at the stud muffin. It's Maisie Billy! And finally, she needs no introduction. It's Musty Lee! Wow! What an outcome tonight! Listen. Guys, we need to talk about it. Marissa has gone. The house has plunged into mourning, or not, who knows. Callum, are you shocked that it was Marissa tonight?
Yeah, definitely shocked.
Is part of you happy so you can take her out on the
so
town?
Hey, as soon as she was kicked out, I was like, yes, I'm here tonight.
You think he's joking? Yeah. Rusty, I mean, you look devastated, darling.
I'm so upset that she's gone. She was just getting good, wasn't she? Such a shame. She's a strong woman. She's lovely, and I'm really, really, really sad that she's coming out.
I just think a couple of more days in that house and we might have seen Marissa. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
Paisley, did you, look, I'm not a betting man myself, but would you have put money on her going tonight?
No way.
It's like Natalie Cassidy all over again.
I am so shocked that she's gone. Like, I'm genuinely shocked that she's been kicked out.
Yeah. I am. I'm literally
I wouldn't have to say
shook.
it.
Yes.
I am shook.
Yes.
I will say it. Listen, no, I'm just shook. Listen, it's you lot that are voting. Why are you going on about?
I am so shocked that Melissa's gone. I thought she would have gone. I thought she would have gone right to the end and give us a little bit of action. Come on.
Hang on, you two are saying no.
I don't think so. I think that we didn't really get to see much of her because she surrounded herself with Jordan. I think she tried to play. She tried to get a showmance and it didn't work.
You think she was trying for a showmance, or bro?
I think what it is with Marissa...
lovely lace number
Thank
tonight,
you,
darling.
thank you. I think what it is with Marissa, she played safe because she felt like she was safe. And so we haven't actually seen any of Marissa at all. So I'm completely gutted.
You're gutted, babe?
And I'm glad she's out. She's like a fake doll. I'm pleased.
You're glad?
Like 100%. She played Jordan. She looks like a fake doll. I'm glad she's out.
They weren't my words, if anyone of the family's watching. Well, you just mentioned Jordan. He's clearly going to be devastated. Let's be honest, Paisley. Jordan and Marissa, do you think if she was still in there a little bit longer, we might have seen a bit of...
Do you know what? I think, yeah, like they did say they were going to calm it down, but I reckon that would have lasted like one day, maybe two.
Give them a beverage. Callum,
I think you'd be punching.
you reckon he's punching, do you?
Right above
No,
his
but I mean,
weight.
it was... when I watched it now, I thought it was a little bit cringe because the whole focus was him wanting to get her, and I just thought, take a bit away from that, make it... enjoy the whole experience, not just so Like, in the candy
solely
store.
on her.
I can't speak, but I mean,
No,
just him.
I mean, there's a phone call for you. It's the pot calling the kettle.
Yeah, exactly. Guilty.
Rusty, do you think there could have been a genuine romance there?
Listen, she and that boy is a young kid.
That boy.
She's already got a child. She doesn't need 2 kids. This is the man for her. She needs a man.
Go on. I'm going to have to have a word with Tom Reed Wilson in a minute. I'm going to get you on Celebs Go Dating as an expert. So you right out, Rusty. You'd love it. Listen, we did hear Emma declare earlier that Trisha, Chad and Sarah were safe first. So, Paisley, are you surprised that them 3 were safe first and weren't in the bottom 2 tonight?
I'm surprised Chad was.
Surprised Chad was?
Yeah, I'm surprised Chad was. I wasn't surprised about Trisha or Sarah, but Chad, yeah, like, no one really likes him.
Oh. Rusty?
I like Chad.
Oh, you're the only one.
Very good eye candy. I've just had my eye done. He's looking even better.
Can we swear?
You can say what you want, though.
Swear.
Yeah.
I think that Paul's shitting himself now because he sees that Sarah is really liked by everybody.
Yes. Oh, yeah. The reaction that she got, I was up there tonight, the reaction that she got was absolutely
And
unbelievable.
I think it's deserved because Sarah's... it's just a quick one. I don't really like how Paul's picking on Sarah because she's a really good girl.
She's lovely, I agree.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, talking about that, obviously, let's listen to the crowd's reaction. I know Trisha got a mixed reaction tonight. Chad got a bit of a mixed reaction. Sarah got an amazing one.
Yes.
How do we think the house now, maybe Paul, for instance, Callum, let me come back to you, is going to treat Sarah now that you know she's in favour on the outside?
I think he's going to think about that because what I've noticed with this more than any is that a lot of them are really thinking about this outside perspective. Of
It's
what
all
it's
perception.
all about
Perception.
That. So I think they'll be really clued into it. I think Paul will switch it up a bit and go, wow, she's really liked. I might have to rein it in a bit. I think Chad has seen... Chad I've known for actually a long time. I filmed a show with Chad in LA, and a lot of people don't get his humor. He's real Midwest American, like, tough guy, but people over here think it's just pretty obnoxious, you know? But I think he's just going to keep doing him. I don't really think he cares so much, and that's fair play, you know what I mean?
But listen, let's talk about Karthik, because he was the second housemate. He nearly went tonight. He survived the eviction by the skin of that monobrow, let me tell you. Rusty, are you surprised that he was in the bottom 2 tonight?
I expected
Karthik. Nearly. Someone, don't you start.
I expected him. I'm sorry, I'm getting in trouble again. I'm sorry. Karthik, I expected him to be here tonight. Definitely.
You thought he was going to get the boot?
I thought he was going to get the boot because I think he is not giving enough. He's too shy and too condescending to the others, and he's sitting back, and then there's those eyebrows.
Paisley, Paisley, you said he might change now.
It might change. Like, he might feel a little bit more comfortable knowing that people have voted to keep him in the house. He might not worry, like, about keeping, like, good friendships with everyone. He might just be himself and, like, if people don't like him, just get on with it.
People have voted for him. Any Karthik fans in tonight? Go on, darling.
No. Well, he was quite a character in The Apprentice, wasn't he?
He was.
And he hasn't been given a chance to actually shine, to be honest with you, because there's quite a few characters above his thing, and there's not any business-minded people in there, are there, that he could sort of like relate to?
I can tell that you're having a lovely night. I'm not going to lie. All right, now listen. No eviction night is complete without the dulcet tones of our resident social media correspondent here to give us the full red carpet treatment. It's Tom Reed Wilson.
Hello, my beloved Tom. How are you? I'm very well. I've been glued to this, you know.
Hasn't it been good?
It has been gripping, hasn't it?
Lovely little first week.
My opinion changes every 7 seconds on this lot.
Everyone loves Tom.
They're all my old chums.
I mean, they love it. Tom, what is the public saying tonight?
They have been saying...
A lot of controversy
A lot
out
of
there.
former housemates have had their say.
Oh, they love it.
So, former housemate Rebecca Jane, bottom line is, Marissa had a lot to live up to following at Rene Graziano into #CBB, but she will never do it, and she's actually a bit dumb.
Oh! Watch out, Rebecca.
Former housemate Matthew Davies wouldn't say I like Trisha, but I definitely enjoy her. Pleased she stayed. She's the only one doing anything. Hashtag CBB.
Oh, wow.
Spencer Pratt, caps lock
My
on.
best friend. Oh.
He says, yes, 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 yes. Chad and Trisha safe. Hashtag CBB.
A fan of Chad and Trisha, then?
Yes, very much
Are you a
so.
fan of Chad?
I have to say, delicious men need to know that they only enter the upper echelons of deliciousness if they don't know it.
They are. Rusty, that's why he's got the job. That's why he's got the job. Give it up for Tom Wilson, everyone. Love you. I'll see you in a minute. He'll be coming back, don't worry. All right, now history has been dominated by a great double act. You've had Anthony and Cleopatra, haven't you? You've had, you know, Bonnie and Clyde, the Chuckle brothers. But this one, I mean, let's be honest, she is the yin to my yang. She really is. She is the ham to my pineapple. It is the gorgeous Emma Willis.
I look like an angel and you look like a devil.
Oh, baby, you know me so well.
Yeah.
How was that interview for you,
Well,
darling?
it was tough.
It was. She was literally
Do you know what?
fuming.
I just wanted to have like a girly chat with her, but she was not happy. She was also really emotional.
I could see she was welling
and I
up.
think she was gutted, you know, and I think you would be if you're first out.
She really didn't expect that. And do you know what I actually admire about her? She didn't try and hide that. You know, you
No,
get
exactly.
so many people
You could
come
see
out,
it,
don't you?
yeah.
You go,
You
I'm
could
fine.
see it when we were cutting around them and she was kind of waiting. You could see the annoyance, and she didn't want to go.
Are you sad she's gone?
I am, yeah. I didn't want us to go, actually. No. I agree with. I think it was you saying that you think she had much more to give this week. Yeah. And I think we would have got much more from her. But I don't agree with what you said. She's beautiful.
Oh, she is stunning.
She really is.
She's a stunning girl.
And I also agree with Rusty. I think Callum's more her man.
Yeah. Well, you know. Honestly, he's bung me a fiver to try and set him up. I said, Callum, at least a tenner, come on.
Do you know what? When I said, who's on the panel tonight? Someone went, Callum Best. I was like, oh.
Yeah, he chose the right night.
He's been voting for all the others.
I know, he's been saying. Well, how do you think Jordan's going to deal with it?
How do I think Jordan's going to deal with it? Like the excitable puppy dog he is, and he'll just crack on.
He'll just crack on and move on to someone else.
He's still got Sam, and that's his one true love.
True, but
You
what
know.
kind of hole do you think Marissa's going to lead in the
A fit
house?
one. No, like she's
Just a fit hole.
Yeah, like she's fit, and no, like the fitness has gone.
Shall I move on?
Let's.
I'm just going to move on. Oh, dear. Oh, what a night. What a night.
Don't sing,
we can't
don't
afford
sing,
it.
we can't afford
Listen, it has been quite an opening week. Let's
has,
be
yeah.
fair. We've had quite a lot of drama, the
Yeah.
Paul and Sarah stuff. What have you made of
Yeah.
week one?
Again, I'm kind of a bit with Callum. Like, I felt really sorry for Sarah. And I think I kind of get what Paul was saying in the end. Like, I was just worried about you. But there are ways, I think, of telling somebody. The way he did it afterwards, when they hugged and they explained themselves, that is the way to tell somebody that you're concerned about them. Not to do it as part of a task and go, I think you should face eviction because I'm worried about you. Because that's not going to help somebody who you think might be fragile.
And especially someone like Sarah, who has, you know, quite openly said, you know, I'm fragile at times and stuff like that.
Exactly.
As a unit.
And you can see she seems quite nervous in there. Do you know what I mean? I think we need to give her a lot of love.
Including Sarah, as a whole, how do you think they've all delivered the first week? You know, because it's Celebrity Brother, we know they're getting paid to be there. We want to see
Yes,
stuff.
I think they have all delivered very well. Sean is much quieter than I thought he was going to be.
Sean's not Barry. That's what we need to come to terms with.
I know, but we need him to be Barry a little bit, I think. And Helen has, saying that, they might not have been quiet. It's just the others have been much louder and have got love triangles going on. So that's what we're kind of seeing. So I think we've got lots of hilarity to come from Helen, and I think Sean will step into his own. And Yeah, I'm quite surprised at. Oh my God.
Are you all right?
No.
Karthik?
No.
I was just checking.
No.
What does she look like?
She's on the end.
Gemma?
Gemma!
Oh.
That's it.
God, it's like a game of charades then. It's like, boom, toe on the face.
I don't. So I'm sorry. I had a brain fart.
You work here.
I know. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. I thought we were going to see much more of her and she would be much kind of more abrupt and louder in your face. She's been much tamer than I thought she was going to be.
I think we will see
But
it.
it's only week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we will see it from her. Sarah and Paul aside, we've seen some riffs in there as well.
Yeah.
How do you see them developing? Do you think they're just going to get bigger?
Which ones are you talking about?
Well, we can talk about Sarah and Paul if you want. You know, they've said that they've
No, yeah, I mean,
come
I
out on a
think-
level playing field. But
I think that is going to really make Sarah paranoid now about how she's behaving and what she's doing, and do you
think tonight will help her?
I think tonight will
reaction?
really help her, yeah. And I was so pleased that she got that reaction. Paul, do you know what I want to do? I want to talk to Callum loads about Paul Danan.
Oh, I reckon that could be a night out. I reckon it could.
Because you must know him really well, right?
Yeah, we did a few shows together.
Yeah.
He actually messaged me before he came in here, just asking for some advice. I said this could be a game changer for you, but he didn't fucking listen.
So, I mean, I'm fascinated by him because I'm like, is any of this an act? Is this really you? You
Wind
are
up, merchant.
honestly bonkers, and I kind of love that, but I'm not sure whether it's all genuine. And then he had that chat with Sarah, and I really did believe him. And he's just one of those characters that you can't stop watching because you want to see the truth unfold as to who he really
Well, let's
is.
talk on the flip side to Paul. We've seen a lot of Paul. We've seen a lot of Sarah.
Oh, he loves getting in the middle of it, doesn't he?
Oh, he loves it!
He loves it.
Different hairstyle every day.
It's like me and you.
I know, he's like us
Yeah.
two, like, oh, gonna get right in there. Who out of the quieter ones do you think we've got more to see from, do you think? You mentioned Helen.
Yeah, I think Helen will come out. Brandy, I think, there's much more to see.
Where is Brandy?
And Sandy.
Brandy and Sandy.
Brandy and Sandy.
Oh, that
just
would
'cause
be
they
a nice
sound
little
great together.
sisterhood, wouldn't it?
I do love how Sandy is like the house mum. Like she's like a mind
playing
and
it well.
reason. But I don't think she's playing it.
This is my point.
I think
Whether
this
she is
just
or not,
her,
she's
yeah.
doing a good job of being that.
So what are you saying, Callum?
Oh, so we were just chatting.
Oh, he's just having a chat with us.
No.
Stop worrying about Callum. That's it. A bare-looking man walks in and you give him all your attention, don't you? Look, see what I have to put up with.
Hold on. Do you know why he's getting jealous? Because you've been in the house twice and he's only been in one.
Difference was, I was a winner. What can I say? Thank you. On that note, it's always a pleasure to speak to you. I'll let you go and have a cuddle with Callum. It's never Willis, everyone. Turncoat, you are. That's it. Turncoat. Slips about. All right, coming up. Marissa is backstage, and I cannot wait to get my hands on her. She looks stunning. I'll see you and her straight after the break. Get away! Get away! Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's Bit on the Side. Now listen, it is never easy being the first one out, but every cloud has got a silver lining. You get to meet me. So, give it up for your first evictee of the series. It's Marissa! Come and take a seat over here for me, my love. Marissa, I feel, for fear of getting my makeup all over you, I would give you a big cuddle right now because I can see... Do you know what? And I've got to say this. I admire the fact that you've walked out of that house tonight and you've gone, do you know what? I'm pissed off. I'm annoyed. Because so many housemates walk out and go, it's fine, it's all fine. You've had a bit of time now to let it sink in that you're out, you're back nearly in the real world, shall I say. How are you actually feeling?
I mean, I am a little pissed off because there were people in that house that didn't want to be there, and I did.
Who do you think should be sat here instead of you?
I mean, I don't want to pinpoint, but, you know, we all know Trisha did not want to be in that house, and, you know, I think Karthik wasn't highly favored in that house. I believe the older crew wasn't really bringing much to the table. But I think at the end of the day, it was all politics.
You think it's all politics?
Yeah, I was an underdog in there since day one. I believe I had the least amount of fan base, as the rest. And I just, Sean put me in position to just keep getting it.
We need to talk about that. You wouldn't be sat here, and if I think it was normal nomination, and actually, let me ask you, Sean gave you that Keller nomination. Yeah, so that sealed your fate, obviously, for tonight. But had he not given you that,
I would have been safe.
do you think you would have been a member?
100%.
You do?
Yeah.
How do you think you would have got in that members club?
Because I know who would have did it, and me and him didn't have a conversation to understand what needed to be done. I had someone there that had my back, that I didn't know had my back, but I think he just saw who I was.
Jordan?
No, actually Paul. I think Paul would have saved me.
You do? Tell me
Paul
why.
was amazing.
What was it with you and Paul?
We just vibed very well from day one, and I think him and I knew we were kind of like the same people without having the conversation. And Paul fought for me every day to save me and try to turn around, my eviction. And yeah, he did. And I know that if I wasn't up, that he would have been the one to save me.
OK, well, that's good to know, actually, and I think we should keep a little eye on that as well with what he's doing with other people. You handled that nomination on launch night, that Killer Nom, really well. I've got to say that.
I did.
And for someone who I've seen you obviously had your chat with Emma, for someone who said, I've not really watched Celebrity Big Brother, I've seen a few clips on YouTube, you handled that quite well, but deep down, was the real Marissa like, what the fuck?
You know what? I wasn't as livid as I thought I would be. It was kind of expected. I felt, like I said, I was an outsider. I was from America. These people either had some type of allies or they knew of each other. So there was like a respect level going on. And out of the crew of people that they did not know, I felt I was most memorable. So off the top of his head, he's going to go for the one he could remember.
Fair point. And I think that is exactly what happened, to be fair, from our point of view. Well, listen, you've only been in there a week, but believe me, you have given us some moments that we won't forget. It's time to take a look at your butt spits.
Wow, Joel Circle.
Well, I see you watching that like, what is this? The way you ate that pizza, shall we say? There was one guy
I was a little tipsy when I ate that pizza, just so you know.
I think there was one guy that wanted to be that pizza, shall we say? We need to talk about a certain young Jordan.
I guess we do.
So, girl to girl, let's have this chat. What was it about Jordan that you two got on so well?
I don't know. He's just a good time. He's an all-around amazing guy and full of life and brought a lot to the table, and we just vibed really well.
And do you think if you were in there longer that maybe if you had a little beverage, little beveragione, shall we say, that there might have been a little...
Well, he was trying to get me on the cider.
No! It's always with the cider!
The cider creeps up on you.
It always starts
so maybe
with
it was
cider.
a good thing I was out early because who knows what would have happened. I don't know. I'm not going to answer that because we're not there and I'm safe and I'm here and we'll leave it at that.
But you are going to meet up with him on the outside. We saw you say that.
I'm going to meet up with several cast members in there.
Him included?
Yes, I think he's great. Like, I love his friendship, I really do. And I know that he's someone that I will definitely keep in touch with.
Well, Jordan was clearly very keen on you. He had a bit of a soft spot for you.
I guess it took me a while to get it, but...
Yeah, a little while, but
Yeah.
Sam, on the other hand, you might not be aware of this, he wasn't so sure. He said to Paul that your flirting with Jordan had a waft of desperation about it. This is what he said.
I think
know
he
you
was
don't know
just
this, but-
jealous I was taking his sidekick away from him.
So you think it was
You know how
jealousy?
boys get jealous. if it was a sign of desperation, don't you think I would have already have kissed him?
True say. And
Okay.
you know, you say, obviously, that's a boy thing, you might be getting jealous.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a girl thing, because on the other hand, Brandy actually said, she told Big Brother in the diary room, she was impressed that you had one eye on survival by flirting to gain allies.
Well,
so,
if you want to be fair, Brandy had her eye on survival since the second she walked in, hence why she was so elaborate on the things she's done in life and how she did it, and I kiss girls, and I do this, and I would kiss Jordan, and I guess the second she realized the young bucks she was trying to hit on were turning on people like me, she decided to go for...
I'm putting my feet up. Go on, girl.
She decided to start creating allies with the older crew. You know, because how do you go and kiss a girl the first day and then all of a sudden, oh, you're my daughter now. So do you kiss your daughter? You know?
No, I know what you're saying. Do you feel that Brandy didn't have your back in there then?
No, I believe me and Brandy were cordial, but I believe Brandy would have flipped on me any chance she got.
Does that surprise you that she said that to Big Brother?
No, not at all.
Did you expect it?
Yeah, I do.
Does it upset you?
Not at all. Things only accept me when you actually have high expectations of somebody.
And you don't?
No.
I could literally talk to you for another 2 hours, but I can't. But you're going to be joining the panel. Who would you like to see win it?
I know. I'm going to say Jordan.
You're going to say Jordan? You mean it?
I do mean it.
You'd like to see him win it?
He has a future, that boy, and he's going to make it.
Well, listen, it's lovely to hear you say that. You might be first out, and I know it is tough, but I don't let anyone leave my show with an empty hand. So you are the very first recipient. You should be very proud of Rylan's Celebrity Farewell Fame. So we're going to leave them there, but listen, come with me. Because I've got to say, Marissa, you have been a good housemate. Mind your step here, because unfortunately, it goes downhill from here, because unfortunately it is the moment that they all dread. Marissa, let me turn you round. It's time to turn you red. I think this is very much a case of gone too soon. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Marissa, everyone. Can't get yourself on the panel. Mind that step there, darling. Oh, I want to talk more. But listen, if you've ever watched our show and thought, you know what, look at all that fun they're having. I wish I was there. Well, you can be. You can come and be in our audience. The email is on your screen now. Not only are you going to get the chance to rub shoulders with moi, but we do offer crisps, sweets, and a small warm glass of house Lambrusco. Speaking of which, if you want to top up, here's your chance to see you straight after the break. Big Brother's bit on the side. Marissa's joined the panel. We're going to make her feel at home down here. Let's crack on with the debating now. It's time to talk about the rest of tonight's action. We have to start with Dangerous Danan. Callum, you know him well. I know you've done a lot of shows with him. How do you think he's getting on in that house?
I mean, I was hoping, because Paul's not done TV for a while, that he'd come on and he'd use it as a positive thing, but already a few days in, he's doing what he did on Love Island with me back then. Yeah. He's switching it, and he's going a bit negative, and he's trying to like pick on Sarah, for example. And Sarah's a loved character, a loved person in this nation, you know. And it just kind of upsets me, because I know Paul's got it in him. He's a good dude, you know. He's a good man, and we get along outside of entertainment.
You just said it. He mentioned Celebrity Love Island in tonight's show. Yeah. You were in there with him. You know what he can be like. We all remember it. We all know what he was like on there. Do you think he's grown up? Or do you think
obviously not, dude. You know what I mean? Because you can see. I mean, he's grown up because he's obviously grown up, but he just still has this thing about him where he likes to own the situation and kind of plant these little seeds. And when I watched him the other day, and he answered the question for everybody in the room. Yeah. And I was like, okay.
He likes to take ownership.
But that's good to have that power sometimes. You know what I mean? To be able to run a room.
But when the nation are watching, you might think, oh, a bit cringe, a little bit cringe, rusty. Look, we know what happened with him and Sarah. In your opinion, I mean, you are a pro. It's Rusty Leah. Do you think Paul was just looking out for Sarah? No. Or do you think there was a little bit of understanding?
No. If he was looking out for Sarah, he should have taken her aside quietly and done that. He wasn't. Paul, by the looks of things, he's a wind-up merchant. And also, he's taking all the TV time and pulling anything that happens, he's pulling it round to himself. So he wasn't trying to, he's just trying to mix things up and trying to make her look bad, in my opinion, by talking about the drink and the this and that. Leave her alone. She's a good girl.
Yeah.
We all like her. She's got a great voice. She's a lovely girl by what I've seen of her. She's trying to prove a point. Give her the opportunity to prove that point and let her get on.
Paisley.
Yeah, babe.
Paisley, let me come to you. What did you make of the makeup we saw tonight? No?
Do you know what? Paul's really, really smart. He's extremely manipulative, though. And I feel like he'd done that because he felt like he had to, but not once did he say sorry.
Marissa, I've got to come to you. Look, you've been in there with them. What's your view on the whole Paul and Sarah situation?
I have a different perspective of Paul.
Tell us.
I like him and I think he's amazing. And I think Paul is just very verbal and passionate. I don't believe he has a bad bone in his body. And you all fail to remember that there was 3 other people who put Sarah up first before Paul. Paul went along with what somebody else said.
What did you make of Sarah? What did you make
Brandy.
of Brandy? What did you make of Sarah's reaction? You were sat there with her.
Sarah was very sensitive. I told Sarah, don't worry about it. Like, I love that part of you. You know, that was the best Sarah I've seen thus far in the entire week. But like I said, you know, Paul wasn't the first one to initiate that conversation or put Sarah up.
Well, let me ask you guys. Look, I know there's a lot of Team Sarahs in here. Is there any Team Paul? Your Team Paul?
I love him. He's mischievous, he's trouble, he's a wind-up merchant, and you don't know what he's going to do next. But if you watch him, he's like sussing it all out up here, what he's going to do next. Before he speaks, he's got it up here.
I think it's safe to say he does like to suss out a room, doesn't he, Callum?
Yeah, he's a great entertainer and he's a smart dude. He knows what he's doing, for sure.
Marissa, I've got to say, don't get jealous, but Callum's girlfriend's in the audience tonight. Barbara. Don't get jealous. What do you make of it? Oh, look, Marissa's apologising.
I'm going to borrow him for tonight.
Can I just say...
You can say whatever you want.
How you were the other night saying about Paul, you know, when you said...
Having a little look about.
Little scurry around, you had him spot on.
Do you think he does like to suss out the situation? Sandy actually had her say on the Paul and Sarah saga in the diary room as well. She said, if you can't handle the drink, then don't drink. Now, Rusty, I totally agree with that situation, but can we just stress, Sarah had a drink. She didn't do anything that was terrible, did she?
Listen, she had one drink.
Well, she might have had more than one, but
she might have look,
in all fairness, did she embarrass herself,
no,
do you think?
She was amazing. What I didn't like, I'm sorry I'm back onto Paul again, he was pushing her to take her clothes off in that jacuzzi, which I felt was out of order. If he was having her back, he shouldn't have been pushing her to take her clothes off in the jacuzzi. She's trying to make people see a better side of her, and he should have been helping her right there.
Well, speaking of advice, that's what we're trying to dish out here. Marissa, she went a bit full-blown mob wife with car fix, and he needs to... Marissa, I'm going to try the impression. Stick up for himself more.
Good.
Don't ask for a cup of coffee from these people. And sometimes you got to flex to gain respect. Marissa, hard truth. Do you think Carpet is going to listen to your advice?
I mean, he said that he spoke to several people in the house and I was the most helpful.
Do you think he'll listen? Do you think he'll heed it? Do you think he'll use it?
I think if he has enough courage within himself to stick up for himself, yes. But I don't know because Karthik is a people pleaser.
Yeah.
You think it?
He's afraid.
I have to say, can we all please spare a little thought for the Irish one from Sarah's band? What was Nadine, obviously. Basically, Sarah had a bit of a moment then. She was like, Irish one.
I couldn't believe it.
I was like, what? What was going on there? And I've got to say, I know Nadine is supporting Sarah. I know she tweeted the other night, which is really lovely to see. Do you think Sarah just had a bit of a Irish?
I think she just had a moment, like, it wasn't intentional. She wasn't trying to be mean or anything, but I found it hilarious.
It was funny, wasn't it? Yeah. It was funny. Well, listen, let's get back to the man who is so posh. And when I say posh, I mean posh. He makes Downton Abbey look like a modest 2 up, 2 down semi. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Wilson.
I love that. What would Maggie say,
Maggie would be fuming.
She'd be livid.
Tom, what are the public saying?
Oh, what are they saying?
Get your glasses
I've
on,
doctored you. Mark Byron, I think Sarah showed her true colours the way she attacked Paul last night too far. Hashtag CBB.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Heavy D.
Oh, Heavy D.
Yes.
Boom.
I'm glad Sarah and Paul have made up. It takes real balls to make a sincere apology. Hashtag CBB at BBUK.
Oh, OK.
Rebecca from The Apprentice.
Oh!
Love at Miss Marissa Jade when she goes mob wife. At Karthik_Nagasan, take her advice. The way she says coffee is enough to prove she's right. Hashtag CBB.
Yeah. What can I say?
Jenny McAlpine.
Oh, Jenny McAlpine. It's Fizz, everyone.
AKA, if you didn't know, Fizz from Corrie. Trisha and her cape are my most favourite thing. Hashtag CBB.
Can I get an amen for the cape? Yes. Tom, you going to join the panel after the break?
I jolly well hope so.
He bloody will. Give up Tommy Wilson, everyone. Also, exclusive action is coming up. The housemates have struggled to comprehend Marissa's departure. And listen, while she might have faced the verdict of you, the viewing public, she hasn't seen nothing yet because Marissa needs to prepare herself for her final card! Oh, you're going to want to curl up and die, girl. I'll see you after the break. Oh. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's Bit on the Side. I've wandered into the nerve centre of Bit on the Side just for a change of scenery. It's a little bit boring. But now let's look at the eviction aftershocks rippling through the house in this exclusive clip. Look at this face. Look at that face. Stunner.
It's a shame that she went, because she was good stuff in here. Yeah. Obviously, all the girls are jealous and don't want you to have someone, right? And didn't like her probably flaunting her body and being all kind of sexy. So maybe some of those things she said, the girls get a bit funny about that. Some of the things she said, what, the showman stuff? Yeah, they definitely didn't like that. No. Ah, they caught that on camera, the whisper, you know what we got to do when we get out of here. Yeah. Shit, that was the one. That's probably was, mate, wasn't it? Yeah. But do you think it would have been shown if you wouldn't have made a deal with it? Yeah, probably, but I thought, I'm not a showman's thing, do you know what I mean? I wanted to rip it. Yeah. I'm not fake,
No, I'm just saying, if you would have kept that to yourself, what she whispered, and never told any of us.
Yeah, maybe it might have, I don't know, but...
Still, you had it on your mind.
Yeah, it was on my mind, yeah.
Well, this is a little bit awkward, Marissa. So Paul said he thinks maybe the public might have voted you out because you flaunted your body and stuff like that. And then he's also said to Jordan, maybe the reason they voted you out is because Jordan made a thing saying that you might be in it for a showman. So what do you think?
I think he had some doubt and could have put it in people's minds. I don't know. I mean, like I said, Jordan is a jokester. He's been a jokester since the second I got in the house. So I really wasn't taking anything seriously or looking for some type of romance in the house. I just wanted to, create some friendships. And I didn't really realize where he was trying to take it until he flat out said it to me. And it was something I had to digest. Like I told him, he might have said that to me, but I'm also not a showman's type of person too. And I said, I like persistence and consistency.
But
so
Marissa, let me ask
how
you,
do I know if he wasn't playing?
I know that you were a bit shocked at maybe some of the comments of Paul tonight on the panel because you said, Paul's got your back in there and you're like, no, you've got him wrong. But could you maybe understand a little bit why we're sort of seeing that bit of side to Paul? Because him saying to her, maybe she was voted out because she flaunts her body. Maybe it's because you did this. Sort of a little bit stirry.
I think he was being logical with the situation. I'm not afraid to show my body. I think Paul was just
I don't think you should be. Look at the body. Come on.
Not for nothing. Everyone's so worried about my body, but there's about 4 other females in that house that really showed way more skin than I did. Yeah. So how does that work? I mean, there was tits hanging out.
Oh, we saw the tits.
People were kissing each other. I mean, they were way more vulgar than I would ever be.
No, I mean, Rusty, what did you make of that clip?
That clip, the thing is, as you said, we've seen Paul talking about you and talking about it being a showman's. And I agree that maybe people have thought maybe it's a showman's. I think Paul didn't really have your back. That's my opinion. I really don't think he had her back at all.
Well, listen, as you know, look, we're obviously on the clock tonight. We could talk about this all night, but I'm going to hand over to the panel now because I know they're gagging to get some questions to Marissa. The gloves are off. So, talking of gagging, Callum, let's start with you. What's the question for Marissa?
Rylan, cheers to that. Cheers to that, Rylan. Marissa, my lovely. Now that Jordan, who was punching, is out of the situation.
Punching above his weight.
Yeah. Are you free tonight?
Go on.
Yes. We can go somewhere else.
Rusty, let's come to you. What's your question for Marissa?
I don't really want to ask it now. You know, I saw you making eyes at my Chad. I think he's really nice. Do you think you could have done anything with him?
Hey,
I didn't want to ask it.
I like that.
I don't know, like, Chad's a great guy.
Sorry, Marissa, sorry.
Chad's a great guy, he's cute, but he's not my cup of tea.
He's not for you.
So I friended him.
Oh, no, the pressure now, the pressure.
Callum's your cup of tea,
He's
isn't
my
it?
cup of tea.
I'm going to make this happen. Stacey, what's your question for Marissa?
Right, Marissa, babe. Have you ever thought about being a motivational speaker? Because your little pep talk you gave Karthik the other day,
fabulous.
Yes. I absolutely loved it.
Amen.
I do think about it because a lot of people do look to me for advice, and I'm always the one helping them out. So yeah, I do.
I think you'd be great.
I think you'd be good at it as well. I mean, you get right in there. Tom, have you got a question for Marissa?
Yes.
Don't shout at the woman.
Sorry. If I were in there, I think the diary room would be my solace, really. And what was your principal reason for visiting? Was it for psychoanalysis or to have a good vent?
I never visited. I was kind of requested. I don't really bitch and moan. I just take it on the chin and keep it moving.
Good for you.
Marissa, do you think there's anyone in there? Obviously, we see what goes on, you don't, but do you think, from your own experience in there, do you think there's anyone in there that does use the diary room to go and bitch about people and then be different to their faces?
I think everyone has hit that button but me.
Really?
Everyone.
You think everyone's doing it?
Everyone. I've seen it every day.
Well, listen, don't argue with her. She was in there. Give them a round of applause, everyone. She knows what she's talking about. Now, listen, I think Marissa's looking a bit too comfortable on that panel. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Marissa's final card! It's time for the final cut. Hello, darling. You're looking lovely tonight. I think it's fair to say that our first evictee, you've blown it, but you've had your chance to mull it over now, darling. I'm expecting razor-sharp responses from you, so let the nitpicking begin. Do you get top knots in your tummy when you think about children, dear?
No.
Oh. Did you want to cry when you waved goodbye to the house?
Yes.
Oh, darling. Did the other housemates appreciate your razor-sharp honesty?
Yes.
Were the other housemates as thick as snip?
No.
No? Who did you think was a bit dry in the house?
All of them.
Oh! OK. If you kicked one of them out, which housemate would you change the door locks on?
Well, now that I know she's a bitch, Brandy.
Which housemate was permanently a pain in the buffon? Too late. Too late, because it's time for your killer question. Who said this about you whilst you were in the house? I don't think she's going to kill me, but I like, wow, you could take me down, girl.
Amelia?
It was Sam! Sam said it! Listen, you've been brilliant. That is it for tonight. A massive thank you to my panel, my audience, my agent, my chef, my driver and my stylist. Coming up next on Channel 5 is Live from the House. I'll be back at 11 tomorrow on 5 Star. With even more from Marissa, as well as Reverend Canon and Easter, Fran Cosgrove and Michelle Heaton. Until tomorrow. Night, night. Well done,